when I was in a gap year, as we used to have between school and university, I was out in Canada and I was working in a lumber camp in British Columbia, and there was a folk club in Prince George, which was about 50 miles away from where the lumber camp was. And I used to go in on the weekend, and I went one weekend and was chatting to people, and they discovered that I played the guitar. Oh, come next week, do us a set. So during that week working in the camp, I thought, how should I sort of nail my colours to the mast? And so I had all sorts of things from Dylan, Peter, Paul and Mary, various Gordon Lightfoot. But I thought, actually, I'll do a couple of Sidney Carter ones right up front, just to say, actually, this is who I am. So right at the top of the first set, I played Lord of the Dance, and then I played this Friday Morning.
Let's hear it.
Okay. It's self-explanatory, I think. It was on a Friday morning that they took me from the cell, and I saw they had a carpenter to crucify as well. You can blame it on to Pilate, you can blame it on the Jews, you can blame it on the devil, but it's God that I accuse. It's God they ought to crucify instead of you and me. I said to the carpenter, hanging on the tree. You can blame it on to Adam, you can blame it on to Eve, you can blame it on the apple, but that I can't believe. It was God that made the devil and the woman and the man, and there wouldn't be an apple if it wasn't in the plan. It's God they ought to crucify instead of you and me. I said to the carpenter, hanging on the tree. Now Barabbas was a sinner, and they let Barabbas go. But you are being crucified for nothing here below. And God is up in heaven, and he doesn't do a thing, with 1,000,000 angels watching, and they never move a wing. It's God they ought to crucify instead of you and me. I said to the carpenter, hanging on the tree. To hell with Jehovah, to the carpenter I said. I wish that a carpenter had made the world instead. Goodbye and good luck to you, our ways they will divide. Remember me in your kingdom, the man you hung beside. It's God they ought to crucify instead of you and me. I said to the carpenter, hanging on the tree.
Very good.
Yeah,
Brilliant wordsmith.
Oh, it's very good. It's very clever.
Very clever. Very clever.